We're live! Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my little kitty. I have two, as you can see, she wants to go, but her name is Storm. She's often in the room when I'm filming my interviews. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'm really excited to connect with you. It's been quite a while since we've done a live chat. So let me know how you are all doing. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hello, Karen, Hindi, Shan, Kathleen, Puzzle Planet. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Also, could you let me know if you can hear me? Make sure that my sound and video are all working okay here. So I have an announcement, which stick around because I'm going to save that for last. And hi, James. Hi, Mary. Hi, NXLXN. Not sure how to pronounce that. Maureen. AAPP. Danette. Kathleen. Archaic Minister. Monica. Carrie. Stephen. Frank. Thank you so much for joining me. We have Tampa, Florida, St. Paul, Minnesota, Massachusetts, California, Scotland. That's awesome. Phoenix. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. So like I was saying, I have an announcement, which I will get to. But first, I just wanted to connect with you guys. And I really love to hear your feedback on what you would like to see, things that you like or dislike with the podcast. And in the past year, my producer and I have somebody who edits my videos for me, and I promoted him from editor to producer this year because he's absolutely a creative genius and just brings so much skill to the table. And so he and I have been making some changes, implementing some things. We've really focused on audio quality in 2023 because he's a music producer, so really good with audio, and we've been focusing in on branding, and we've got some things we're going to be adding to the videos soon. He's been focusing on doing some B-roll and been adding some chapters. That's one thing you guys have asked for. I've seen quite a few comments asking for us to add chapters to the video. So that's something we're going to be doing starting in January. And another thing we did this year is went back and redid most of our old videos that we had split into two parts and redid them as full interviews. So that's been a lot of fun. But I wanted to touch base with you guys and see, is there anything that you specifically dislike or would like to see change? I know a lot of you have recently commented and have expressed that you don't like the more dramatic titles and thumbnails, and so have taken that to heart. That was helping me initially to get a lot more traction on the videos. I know nobody likes clickbait, and I try to be really careful to not promise something in the title that isn't going to be in the video. But I also feel like I agree with what a lot of you are saying. Like the whole near-death experience and spiritual niche now is becoming really clickbaity. And I think a lot of people are just getting tired of like all the dramatic titles and dramatic thumbnails and then clicking on it to find out it's not really what was advertising. So I've been more mindful of that, and I'm trying to find a balance with that of still making something eye-catching so that we can get the message out to as many people as possible, while also not making it sound like clickbait. You know what I mean? So that's something you guys have communicated that I've been working on. So I'd like to know if there's anything else, like leave a comment or leave in the chat if there's something specific that you like or dislike about the podcast, or something that you'd like to see us improve or change. A big focus for the new year is going to be improving video quality, which it will take me some time because a significant financial investment where I need to upgrade my equipment. So if anyone wants to contribute to that, I'll have my Patreon. All of my money that I get from Patreon is going to be going towards upgrading the equipment. It's going to be going directly back into the podcast. So aside from that, let's see. What do I want to ask you about? I've got a whole list of things here. Oh, one thing that I want to do in the new year is to do some more fireside chats. So previously, I've done 3 fireside chats where I just get a group of guests together to talk about certain topics. So I did 2 fireside chats with near-death experiencers, and I did one with pre-birth experiencers. And it's one of the most meaningful and enjoyable things I've ever done. So I have a few that are in the works right now. And I'd just like to hear from you if there's any specific combination of guests that you would like to see me get together. I will definitely take that into consideration. Are there any specific people that you'd like to have me on the podcast? I'll figure out how to talk one of these days. Are there any specific people that you'd like me to have on the podcast to interview that I haven't yet? I know when I asked that question in the past, the number one request that I'm getting is for Matthias DiStefano. And I've tried, and I just don't think I have a good contact email for him. I haven't been able to get in touch with him yet. So if anyone knows of a better email, feel free to drop that in the comments for me. So yeah, if you have any guest ideas, any group of guests that you'd like to see me get on for a fireside chat, I'd love to hear about it. Another thing that I wanted to let you guys know about is I'm really going to be focusing on expanding the niche this year. So when I started this channel, it really was a deconstruction channel. Some of you may have been around. I mean, that was like 3 or 4 years ago now. And we've come so far since then. And for a while, I was really doing deconstruction content. And then I added in the near-death experience interviews. And I've been phasing out the deconstruction content because it really doesn't resonate with me anymore. It's not where I'm at. And it just doesn't feel like the right energy to spend all of that energy criticizing something that I'm against when I'm really not. I don't feel that way, and I haven't for quite a while. So I've been phasing out those deconstruction interviews, and I've been thinking about what is it that I'm really passionate about, that I really want to bring to you guys. And for me, that's a combination of the spiritual and the mystical side of things with the profound spiritual experiences and the near-death experiences and the pre-birth experiences, because this has been a theme in my life. But then also something that I'm really, really passionate about is how do you embody those spiritual experiences to actually live out the message of the near-death experience, which is that love can change the world, and that we need to figure out how to love each other and how to live in peace and harmony here on the earth, and that actually is not only possible, but it's coming. So I really love interviewing people who have a unique perspective on that, right? Have some passion that they have and how to make the world a better place, or how to practically improve some of these systems that we have, whether that's through offering their healing gifts to the world, or whether that's through, I have a couple of people lined up to interview soon who talk about things like, well, I interviewed someone in the past who had a perspective on how to improve the schooling system, how to improve education, how to do regenerative agriculture to improve the food system, just things like that, which could seem like that's totally off the wall from the guests that I usually have on, but to me it's really connected because it's like embodying the spirituality. Like, how do we turn this place that we're living in here into a paradise, into a place where we get along and we can have that spiritual connection and that deep connection with nature and with each other that all of these spiritual experiences are telling us about. So, the reason why I'm sharing all this with you is because I want to invite you, if you have had a spiritual experience or if you have a really powerful, positive message or some passion that you want to share with the world, I'd like to invite you to go to my website, lovecoveredlife.com. There's a tab at the top that's called Be a Guest, and you can fill out my guest application. And so I just wanted to let you guys know, like, what kind of guests I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who have had spiritual experiences who feel comfortable sharing that. Not all people do. But I'm also looking for people who have a perspective on taking that spiritual side of things and embodying it in the world. People who just have a really profound, have a passion on how to make the world a better place, connected to spirituality. So if that's you, if you have something you'd like to share, go apply. I'm always looking for new guests, and I love interviewing people who haven't necessarily been out there on the internet before. I feel like that's kind of my niche and something that I really enjoy doing and have done from the beginning. I'm not necessarily looking for big name people, although that's awesome if that happens, but I'm looking for real people with real stories. You know what I mean? Those are the people that I really love talking to. So let me just check my notes here and then I'll look at the chat really quick and see what you guys are saying. Okay. All right, let me look at the chat. Michelle H says, love everything that you've had on the show. Sorry that doesn't help. Love you, but I have to go. Fireside chats sound good. Actually, that does help because it lets me know that I can open up the niche a little bit and have a variety of different people with different perspectives on, which is what I really love doing. Bring in comedian Pete Holmes. All right, I'll have to look him up. Rob Schwartz talks about pre-birth planning. Very interesting. Lorna Byrne talks about angels. Oh, yes, I have heard of her. Thank you for the suggestions, guys. I will go through after we get off of this and I'll make a list of all the names that you've suggested and I'll look into them. Curtis Childs, I have interviewed him. So maybe after this live is over, I can find the link and put it in the comments for you guys or for you, Kitty Magic. Chris Batts. Yes, I need to have Chris on. Thank you for reminding me. I love all the suggestions, guys. All right, well, I won't keep you too long. I know it's New Year's Eve, so I will get to my announcement. And so the exciting news is that the Love Covered Life brand now has a merch website. And to be honest with you guys, this is so weird and awkward for me to even say because I'm not a salesperson at all, and I don't see myself and what I'm doing as like trying to get money from people. I don't at all feel comfortable really asking for people's money, but my husband, who has been with me from the beginning, constantly reminds me that we have bills to pay and a family to provide for, and this is also our source of income for the family. And so he's been encouraging me for quite a while to do this. And so we're excited to announce that we have partnered with a company called T-Mill to produce a line of merch for us. And the website is lovecoveredlife.tmill.com. I don't think that there's a way I can screen share and show you guys because I was looking into it before. But it's lovecoveredlife.tmill.com. And I did a ton of research to find a company that I could partner with that was up to my ethical standards. So there's no way that I could have done this if these clothing items were being made in sweatshops where people were not getting paid a fair wage and was using destructive environmental practices. So I did a lot of research to find this company. They are environmentally responsible. They use renewable sources of energy. They make sure that their employees are paid fair wages. They print on demand so that there's no waste. And they use organic materials and dyes so that people are not having to work with like having fumes and dyes in their face all day while they're working that are going to hurt them. So those are all things that were extremely important to me in finding a company that I could partner with. And honestly, if I hadn't been able to find a company that did those things, I never would have been able to do this. I never would have been able to go down this route. But we did. And we have some things you may have seen. This t-shirt I'm wearing is one of them. So we have t-shirts. We have some hoodies. I have a hoodie here, which I'll show you. And here's another one. I got this one for my husband. So this one's a little more subtle. You may not be able to see it, but it says Love Covered Life Podcast there. So we've got t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, boxy tees and sweaters for women. And then some of them just say Love Covered Life Podcast. Some of them have the logo. Some of them have like a line from a guest on the show or something that I may have said on the show, like love the person you're with, or God is love and God is within you. Those are a couple of the designs that we have. So we're excited about it. We're excited to be able to offer this because it's something that we in good conscience can offer, that it is a good environmentally and ethically responsible product. And I will have the link in the description. I'll also attach the link to my YouTube channel so that it's easy to find. And if you guys have ideas for designs or phrases, be sure to leave those in a comment and we'll take those into consideration because we can always add new things at any time. So, yep, that was my big exciting news. I'll put the link in the chat and in the description. Here, I can do that right now. So I just put the link in the chat if anybody would like to check that out. And I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and interacting with me. Thank you for all of your ideas and your suggestions. Thank you so much for your support. Simply watching our videos supports us so much. You guys have no idea. Simply watching, liking, sharing, and commenting is the best way that you can support this channel because it gives us momentum in the algorithm. So I so appreciate that. We would not be where we are without all of you. And I hope that you have a wonderful new year.